Each year during the beginning of planting season, I try to put together at least 1 or 2 videos that go over companion planting projects that I am doing for that growing season. And so in this video, I'm going over some companion planting experiments I'm doing with some crops in 2025. I like to do this to kind of keep an open notebook about just different plants I'm trying to grow together to see how like days to maturity line up, if there's any competition for space, or if those plants complement each other pretty well, and just kind of what works and what doesn't. This year I'm trying a few things a little bit differently. There are a couple of crops I'm trying that are new, especially like sweet potatoes, for example. I haven't really done any videos up to this point on growing sweet potato in the garden, right? I did one short video a few months back on like propagating sweet potato cuttings, but I never did anything with actually growing sweet potatoes in the ground, right? And so this year I'm going to try to companion plant them with cabbage and some other plants that I'll go over in this video. Alright, so this is probably about my most aggressively companion planted bed so far this season. We are in late May 22nd or so, 23rd maybe. And so what we're looking at here is we have some cauliflower here. That's this plant, which the variety is the green Macerata, so it has those like nice rich green heads, supposedly. We'll see what happens. And then I'm companioning that with sunflower. This is the black hole sunflower I got from the experimental farm network. And then I'm planting a row of black turtle beans on either side of this central row, right? And in between the sunflower, I am planting in between the sunflower and the cauliflower, I'm planting it down the center line, West Indian cucumber. That can kind of fill in the ground space in between and kind of send runners out past the beans. And then I'm planning to add another row of the devil's claw plant seeds, and that's going to be alongside the beans on either side. We'll kind of see how this goes. You know, I'm really kind of intensively planting this to just kind of see what happens. But the you know, the devil's claw plant has the capacity to kind of splay out into the walking path a little bit. You know, it's more of like a bush type plant, but it can kind of bend out to get its own sunlight. You know, the beans are pretty shallow rooted with their own root zone. The cauliflower, you know, has a kind of a mediocre root zone as well, but this is an early season crop, so this should be out by you know, by July or so. The cauliflower is going to be a long-term thing, and the West Indian cucumber is going to vine out and kind of be more of a long-term thing too. And the beans are kind of more short season. They're, you know, they get planted late, but they also get kind of harvested. Usually, well, they may get harvested early, see how fast they grow or what, you know, type of drought conditions we may deal with this summer. So some of these plants will kind of be phased out earlier, and then others will be in for the long term, right through the season. So you know, this is to, you know, the beans can get their own nitrogen ideally. The soil can be covered as much as possible throughout the season, and just trying to maximize the food diversity off of the landscape, right, in a given plot of land. I've also been throughout the day going through with rhubarb leaf spray that I've been spraying on the cauliflower and the sunflowers, and that's to kind of help prevent flea beetles, especially for the cauliflower, and kind of want to see if it also kind of deters some herbivores like rabbits, but we'll kind of see how that goes. In this bed here I have the cauliflower planted. This is the green Macerata caged up. Caging is to prevent rabbit browse. As we can see, I kind of got late to doing some of the caging again this year, and but some of these should hopefully be able to rejuvenate from that as long as the central stalk didn't get browsed. So I have these all planted, and then in between, kind of like I mentioned in an earlier video this season, I'm planning to plant some sweet potato in between this cauliflower, right? So the cauliflower is going to be early season. That should be harvested by July or so, sometime around there, and then the sweet potato will grow out, cover the ground, and be a late season harvest. I may also stick some sorghum seeds in here as well. That way they can grow up above the sweet potato and not take up too much sunlight, but be able to get even more yield off of that, right? With the grain and everything else. So thank you so much for checking out this video on companion planting crops. Continuing to experiment and to find out what plants play well together and which ones don't can be very valuable. The overall idea or the goal for me is to be able to grow more food myself on a minimum amount of land, right? To try to be as efficient with this process as possible. And so companion planting enables me to grow a greater diversity of food on an area of landscape, but it also has some other benefits too, ecological benefits or microbial benefits in the soil, potentially, right? Probably many of these relationships have yet to be really uncovered and more thoroughly researched. But what we can go with right now and continue to experiment with is the anecdotal research that's taking place in gardens around the world. And when it comes to natural pest control, growing polycultures of different types of plants together, especially certain types of plants, can be very beneficial. It may help to cut down on fertilizer use in certain cases, or insecticide use in other cases, and things of that nature. So it's always good to experiment with diversification, and being able to diversify your diet in the process can be very health promoting as well, and fun. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Take care.